Alright guys, today I'll be going over my top 10 launches that I have experienced. Now, this is going to be a list based off of how much I like the launch itself, not how much I like the ride. But coincidentally, these rankings are pretty accurate to how much I like the ride, so that's cool. Now, before we get into the actual list, I want to give an honorable mention to Superman at Six Flags Magic Mountain. This launch has a lot of speed, but really just feels like you're gliding on straight track, and you don't even get the wind in your face because you're facing backwards. So, I don't know. I don't really like this launch, but with that out of the way, let's get into the list. At number 10, we've got Skyrocket at Kennywood, and this is a solid launch. It's pretty average, I guess. Got some solid power to it. It's got some decent length. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about this one. It's a fine launch. So at the number 9 spot is Phobia at Lake Compounds. This is the only Skyrocket 2 I've been on, but it's a good launch. I think it's a bit more powerful than Skyrocket just because it is a rolling launch. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think I like rolling launches more than just launches that start from zero. So overall, this is another solid launch, but nothing special. Now, at the number 8 spot, we've got Joker's Jinx at Six Flags America and Flight of Fear at Kings Island, and these practically feel the same. They've got good power to them, especially Flight of Fear with the indoor, but they're basically the same thing in terms of actual power. You get pretty sustained, I'd say. Overall, these are just some other really fun launches. But now we're getting into the really good ones. And number 7 is going to be Full Throttle's first launch. And this thing's pretty powerful. No one talks about Full Throttle for the launch, but this is a pretty solid launch, I think. It didn't feel like that long of a launch track, so it had to get a lot more power to get up to that top speed. So that's why I think Full Throttle's launch is so intense. But yeah, overall, Full Throttle's launch is really good. Now, at the number 6 spot, I know a lot of people might like this higher, but I have Storm Runner at Hershey Park. This launch definitely is powerful. I'm not as crazy on hydraulic launches as some people, but I do admit this is a really powerful launch. It feels sustained. And, of course, that countdown, now get ready, here we go, is absolutely iconic. Everyone knows about that. So this is another great launch, especially since you get pretty close to the pathways. But overall, I think there's better launches than it. Now, at the number 5 spot, we got a pretty hot take, and this is Rocket Roller Coaster's launch. I think this one's extremely powerful. I mean, I remember going back in 2018 thinking most of Disney coasters were lame, but I remember Rocket Roller Coaster was an amazing ride. I mean, not top 25 worthy, but still a really great ride, and the launch was the best part of it. I mean, the launch is just so powerful. It's got, I'd say the power of Storm Runners, honestly, but I like the visual aspects of it more. I like the Aerosmith music. I like the interaction with the cue line, the indoor setting, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 counting down. So overall, I absolutely love Rock and Roller Coaster's launch. Such an underrated launch, and actually coaster in general. Now at the number 4 spot is Tmnt Shell Razer's launch, and this launch has some very good power to it. I'd say this one's easily the best launch so far in terms of raw power. I mean, it's kind of a rolling launch, not really though. You don't have that much momentum, but I mean, you just feel yourself accelerate to that top speed in a blink of an eye. I mean, I'd like to say this is the closest I've experienced to Dododampa or Max Force's launch. And while those are probably crazier, this one is still amazing. Again, you just feel the sheer power. I think it's 0 to 62 in 2 seconds, I think. I don't know. Don't quote me on those, all right? I don't know the exact statistics, but It's really powerful and really quick, but I love it. Now, and the number 3 spot's definitely gonna spark some controversy. This is Top Thrill Dragster, and everyone says this is easily the best launch out there. I would argue there's 2 better for sure. But this one's still amazing. I mean, the same hydraulic power as Storm Runner, but even more sustained, even more powerful. You're just gradually and constantly gaining speed, and unlike Superman's, it actually feels really powerful. So yeah, Top Thrill Dragster's launch, I definitely admit, is an amazing launch, but I don't think it's quite as good as some people say. Now, at the number 2 spot is King Dakar's launch, and I'd say, yeah, it's rougher than Dragster's, but I honestly, like, if you've been on King Dakar and Dragster, you know that even though they look the same, like, they're definitely different. Like, Dragster's, like, one continuous motion, whereas King Dakar has, like, weird bursts of, like, acceleration, almost like you hear Taylor Bybee talking about on Pantheon. It's kind of like that. Not quite that drastic, but definitely some, like, weird bursts and, like, sections of launch that just feel so powerful. And, like, even in between those, like, bursts of launch, like, you just feel the wind in your face. It's insane, especially a front row ride. You can't beat on that thing. And I feel like it's slightly longer than Dragster's, but also more powerful. And I know everyone always talks about the setting on Dragster next to the bleachers and whatnot, but I honestly like King Dakar's setting a bit more, like secluded in the woods. You can see the people in the queue line. They'll like shout out to you like "Good luck, hope you make it back" or whatever thing they'll want to say, and like that's cool. Definitely, I feel like a bit more like of a better setting on King Dakar, which definitely is an unpopular opinion, but again, I just love King Dakar's launch. It's got more character to it than Dragster, so that's why I like it more. But at the number 1 spot for me is Maverick's launch. I think I said in my Maverick review that I actually think this is the best launch I've been on, and I still stand by that statement. This launch is amazing. Honestly, I think it feels more powerful than King Dakar or Dragster's launch, and it's way slower, still really fast. I don't even know if it has a faster or acceleration. Like, it might be like the same acceleration or even longer. It's probably a faster acceleration, but I think what does it is like being inside that building or being under the station, and you're just flying through that. It's really tight. It feels like you're going way faster than you should be. And overall, it's just something about that launch that just feels so powerful, like more powerful than like anything else. Like, and this is probably like the best like theming like for a launch that I've personally been on. Well, in terms of good launches, Mummy, but in terms of good launches, this is easily the best theming with the like train tracks and like the lights going off and everything inside that building's crazy. And then all of a sudden you're taking off, and it's again the most powerful launch I've been on. It feels way faster than it should be inside that building. And overall, just another reason why Maverick's an ultra elite coaster. So that's my top 10 launches I've been on. Let me know what you guys think about it in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.